Look down with your eyes to put the dura mater under tension, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and press up toward the sky. We would hold that for 1 minute, and then after 1 minute, and while we were resting, let's continue with our exercise demonstration on exercises to help decompress the spinal column. And right now, I'm going to be demonstrating the C4-C5 ELDOA. This is meant to create space between the C4-C5. If you have any type of compression at the C4 nerve root, that can affect your shoulder elevation. And if you have any compression at the C5 nerve root, that can affect your shoulder abduction. So if you have problems with those areas, you could go ahead and give this a try. With regard to the nerve plexus, we're going to be we're getting into the brachial plexus and specifically the superior portion of the trunk. The nerves that are going to be involved with regard to this particular ELDOA is we can have the axillary, median, and radial nerve affected. Also, if there is any compression in those areas, we could also have the suprascapular nerve, the subscapular nerve, the long thoracic nerve, the musculocutaneous nerve, and the lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm, and posterior cutaneous nerve of the forearm can all be affected. With regard to how this can manifest, it can manifest as weakness in the trapezius, the deltoid, the biceps brachii, the supraspinatus, and also the infraspinatus and levator scapulae muscle. And then with regard to any type of pain or paresthesia, you can experience it in the clavicular area or the scapular region. If you have any of these symptoms, go ahead, give the C4-C5 ELDOA a try. We are going to be in a supine position. And for this one right over here, it is a bilateral exercise, so we only need to perform it on one side. We want to start by taking the hips and knees into flexion, and we want to go into as much flexion that the sacrum lifts up off the ground to the base. So only the S1 should be making contact with the ground. With regard to the ankles, we want to go into dorsiflexion of the ankles by pointing the toes toward our head, eversion of the ankles by pointing the soles of the feet away from each other, and we want the coccyx pushing away from our body. From here, we want to maintain retroversion of the pelvis, a flat lumbar spine, a flat thoracic spine. We want retropulsion of the cervical spine by keeping the chin tucked in. And we want to lift the head 2 centimeters or roughly 2 fingertips up off the ground. With our eyes, we're looking down between the thighs to put the dura mater under tension. And then with our hands, we're going into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation. And at this 90-degree angle, we are pressing up away from our body. So just to recap everything, we have flexion until the sacrum lifts up off the ground and only the S1 is pressing. We got dorsiflexion and eversion of the ankles. The coccyx is pushing away. The crown is pushing in the opposite direction. We've got retroversion of the pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, retropulsion of the cervical spine, 2 centimeters off the ground or roughly 2 fingertips. Look down with your eyes to put the dura mater under tension, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and press up toward the sky. We would hold that for 1 minute, and then after 1 minute, we could slowly come on out of the posture. If you have any type of weakness or pain or paresthesia in any of the muscles that I mentioned, go ahead and give the C4-C5 ELDOA a try. During the next rest period, I'm going to be demonstrating the C5-C6 ELDOA, but for right now, our rest period is up. It is time for set number 6. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.